socoolbob. How's that picture? Can you live with it? I'm in Sebastopol, California. A really great place. I love to come to Sebastopol. Those of you who know me, you know I love to come to each one of the little towns in Sonoma County. They're all great. Healdsburg, Windsor, even Roner Park, Petaluma, Cotati, Santa Rosa, downtown, Sonoma. What a great place. Sebastopol, it's got its own personality. It's got those memories for me and for lots of other people. But enough of that. I had to go to the doctor, not for anything terribly serious this time. Got an infection that won't go away. Son of a gun. But it's not the cancer that I have to deal with that you folks know about, some of you anyway. But, so anyway, I'm saying howdy. And I'm having a conversation, and if you remember the last conversation, it was something about for positive people and for negative people. I just want to reiterate, I really think that socoolbob on Facebook and socool.com and socool Good Times newspaper is something that can help anybody set and achieve more positive goals. Now, what the heck would be wrong with that for you, sir or ma'am? Just plugging into what's there at SoCooL, at socoolbob's Facebook, at the Good Times, on a daily basis, once a day, every once in a while, if you don't make it once a day. I want to talk to you about habits. If you do something good and it's daily, I highly recommend it, because what's going to happen eventually is you're going to do two things that are good every day, because they're good every day. And I want to suggest to you, SoCooL, the network, the newspaper, socoolbob. I'm a real live human that can respond if you ask a question or if you make a comment. I was a positive thinking trainer person. I'm not perfect by a long shot, but I do understand. And I think it's really simple. It's not complicated. 1, 2, 3, 4. Doing it daily. What is number one? I've had a conversation recently with some folks about family. You know, we have all kinds of organizations in the world. I watch politics a lot. You hear people say, well, the government does this. You know what? The government is very, very many different organizations, and each one of them functions in a totally different way. And the same people who say the government doesn't work, blah, 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 or must be talking about one of the ways. Because the same people quite often say, well, it works really good in the military. I think you'd have to agree. Our military is pretty powerful. Hello? That's the government. I'm not that crazy about the traffic department, if you know what I'm saying, because I've had to visit them recently, and I don't like the way they perform. I understand there's not much I can do about it, and that's just the way that part of the government performs. And what about medical? Is that the way government is going to perform, like traffic enforcement? Or is it going to be like the military? Or is it going to be like something different? Well, so everything's a little bit different. But what about this family thing? I got to tell you, I think the family organization is better than a democracy. I really like it. And I was talking to one of my important family members about, well, what's it all about? It's all about family. Yeah. And who leads the family, I asked the question, or he asked the question, or she asked the question. Somebody asked the question. And somebody answered, well, they thought I was getting at something, and maybe they thought of something. They said he leads the family. I think that's correct if you happen to be a Christian, but what I believe, who leads the family, the correct answer is God leads the family. Think about it, folks. What kind of life are you living? For yourself. Who leads your life? Yours, just you, no family. Is it you? Well, then you have some limits, I gotta tell you. Factually speaking, I've been dealing with human beings for a long time, lots of them. And I deal with lots of them literally every day. I got over 100 of them that I accept their submissions to the Good Times newspaper and to the TV. It's tough. I mean, I talk to a lot of people. You know what I'm saying? Who's leading your life? Is it you? Well, then you can deal with the power of you. You got a group you like? Well, how many people in the group? 100 people? Okay, that's who's leading you. The family? How many people you got in the family? Who leads the family? I say the same answer as who leads me. God leads me. How's he doing? Well, it depends on how good a follower I am, doesn't it? Am I bragging on TV all over the world that I'm the best follower in the world? No, I'm not doing it. I got a little bit of practice, but I also recognize, isn't it easy to recognize your own faults? You know that I think God doesn't recognize my faults like I do. He tries to encourage me not to, doesn't he? But anyway, bottom line, I'm not going to talk more than that. That's a good enough lesson, isn't it? Who leads the family? And come and check out SoCooL, would you? Participate with the other folks. There's lots of people doing it. And they're reporting with stories, photos, and videos on positive things that real people are doing right now. What could be the matter with that? I can't think of anything, but it's a role model deal. You know, we learn better from people doing things well than we learn from people not doing things well.